now that we're not locked to music puzzle. Let's see, haven't been in there. Have I been in here? No. Nor can I get in there. I've got the ability to pick locks, but I can only pick certain locks.
Well, it'd be odd for you to just rummage through her home.
I'm a detective. I detect everything. I detect crimes. Are there any crimes in here? You are a crime. Actually, she probably is.
Oh, by the way, there was one of those back in the hallway that you could have moved.
Oh, I'll go check it out. Dissertation on anatomical question is... You want to... what?
I'd like to read some
Okay,
of these,
read some.
know?
Dive in on it.
It is the work of a student in book form. Although the observations are relevant, they lack the expertise of an experienced physician. However, the questions asked allow to imagine new ways of exploring human anatomy.
So, I don't know if you missed it, but the way... Where's the trunk?
It's out in the hall.
It's over here. Not all of them move, by the way.
Yeah, there was just that one.
This one. Yeah, it doesn't move.
Oh, wait, so maybe I had just seen
You saw
a glimmer,
the light. Yeah, that light there.
At the end.
I had that earlier with the cop. One of his buttons looked exactly like the interact symbol, and it messed with me.
A button?
Yep. So one of the interesting things about this game is medicine and occultism only level up based on finding books. Which is neat. But also a pain in the butt for me. Alright. Gonna keep pumping points into find hidden objects because that skill is amazing.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
You can read these if you want.
An ancient amulet, probably Amerindian. I wonder what its purpose could be. That's more of a Pierce voice.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
This is a letter from Sarah. Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning for you, please, spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the shambler. Your friend, Sarah Hawkins.
I could use one of those.
Found these sleeping pills in the Sanders house. Were they prescribed to Francis Sanders or to Irene? Everybody has sleeping pills.
The Whale and the Cod, A Brief History of Darkwater Island by Erwin Greenmouth. Oh, I didn't realize I was just reading the book cover.
Focused on the past glory of the island. You always read to the right, generally.
Yeah, but sometimes you find things on objects that you normally wouldn't.
Yeah, that you can read. Yeah, it worked that way with the kid's diary.
Mm-hmm.
You read the book.
What book is it?
I don't know.
What book is it?
I read the book.
This will affect your destiny.
Melis Bestiarium is an encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist.
Well, it's a bestiary of evil creatures. Malaeus.
Okay, so we have occultism is leveling actually pretty close. Unfortunately, I believe my sanity just took a hit. Yep.
A little bit of a hit. That it did.
I mean, I'm expecting that we're going to go full crazy by the end of this.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Question is, how much information should she be privy to?
I mean, we're up against a whole cult. She knows or not, I don't know.
So, are you going to be truthful and say another painting by Sarah Hawkins? Are you really going to pretend that you're being a sort of like law broker for a buyer?
I don't know. I just kind of go with whatever.
Okay. I mean, maybe she knows something about Sarah Hawkins.
Yeah, let's just go with this.
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
I found this drawing of a dagger. Did you come across anything like it in your reading?
Perhaps. I saw several daggers in the ledgers. I could always check. What I didn't find, however, was the slightest reason why I should help you, Detective.
I don't need your services. I can manage all on my own, thanks.
Do it then.
Huh. Key to the gallery.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
So who's this pastor?
I'm not entirely sure. We found a skeleton in the cave
skeleton.
underneath the house, buried by rubble, and there was the diary of the pastor's wife. But that was volume 2.
This is volume 3, so did that belong to someone else? The wife herself or the husband? Who's the Reverend?
And I don't know. This volume spends time on Reverend Wickwood's community. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision as a messenger sent by God. She's scared that they will suffer the same fate as the Lost Tribe.
Who's this lost tribe they keep referring to?
There were American Indians that lived on this island before...
Hence the charm.
Yeah. And the cave paintings and a bunch of other stuff. I guess they might not necessarily be American Indians, because who knows how old they are.
Did they have the sunken city?
Yes. Yes.
So is it like Atlantis? Now, does this take place around Boston?
Yeah, island off of Boston.
Okay.
So we can't talk to her at all. She is hella twitchy. But yeah, I'm... As far as, like, the looking at crazy stuff like the book, I almost am tempted to just accept that this character is going to go loony bin.
Other paintings. Like, I know that we're here for the Shambler, but it's interesting to see what else is... So that almost looked like a medical facility, but... Because see, like, all the trays and the tables and such, but they're being pulled over by tentacles. Or is that the city?
It might be
Underwater.
more city-y. I don't
Might
see
be more
trays necessarily.
Oh, okay.
It'd be weird to have tentacles going
Attacking.
full hog on, like, filing cabinets or medical carts. A little odd.
No, it's probably the city again. That just looks like mountains.
Yeah, Foggy Valley. A couple of landscapes. I'll try and look at the ones that catch my eye.
Ooh, I'd like to look around here.
Oh, dang, yeah.
So, there's another one of those bizarre daggers.
Different dagger, though.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Now, what's up with that face?
There's no eyes?
Or the eyes are blocked by something?
Yeah, the eyes are kind of disfigured.
Ooh, those look like sphinxes, but they have skulls for faces.
Creepy. One heck of an art gallery to have on a 1926 island that was effectively only existed for
Who knows
whaling.
what kind of money this guy had? You know how the rich with these powerful mansions back in the day?
Yeah, but like the rest of the town sucks.
They had menageries. This is a more impressive collection than, say, what was at the Eastman House. You know? So he was more of a trophy hunter type.
Like, this is a little much.
Ooh, paintings, paintings.
Just looking down first.
Okay, so there's several eyes and a
many-eyed
screaming
horrors.
maw.
People missing their skin.
Oh, Cthulhu face as the Virgin
Mary.
And what's he offering? What's in his hand?
No. A stone? Food? Anything.
Okay.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Man.
Oh, it's
or
a
bear
polar
killing
bear
a sea lion.
with a seal, yeah.
A cherub strangling a goose.
A goose.
A fleshless skeleman.
Creepy.
Yep.
Oh,
there's
that's the
thing.
painting. Avert your eyes. Don't look at it. Okay, that fills up your oil
Lantern.
gauge. Wait, there's just another version of that same piece.
These must have been
That's
fun
a
to
demonic
sculpt.
angel.
The
There's-
eyeless man again.
Uh-huh.
Repetition's a bit
Maybe
disappointing.
maybe it was a common condition that the people who couldn't lion with tentacles, that
Lion.
couldn't stand the visions would tear their eyes out.
Yeah. Ew.
Ugh, looks like the liquor from the Resident Evil series.
Seen these before.
Scarab. Ooh.
Ew.
So
Ew.
akin to. Oh yeah. Wait. Is that glowing?
It's shiny. There's some kind of tabletry there.
Okay. It
Because
might.
you can see like another set here.
It could be just inset turquoise, or it could actually be.
Why was he
Glowing.
so interested in old weapons?
There's the face again.
Oh, the
just-
weird mask opens up and becomes horror.
Well, the faces, opening of the mouth. Oh, I've actually seen sculptures like that.
Yeah, those are kind of cool. I mean, freaky, obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
cool nonetheless.
Another oil
Oh, we
lamp.
might have
smaller version.
There's a stealth segment here.
Oh no.
Because I saw one of these out in the other room.
Do you think we're going to look at the painting and the Shambler is going to?
Yeah, we're gonna have to stealth segment past the Shambler.
Oh.
Are you ready for this? It would have been great if there was an option to just burn it down.
Just put your lighter on the ground. It just looks like an open maw. And it's not even that well defined. Unless you have to really look at it. Yep. Oh, it's coming. Dang. Do you remember where that cabinet was?
Yep.
Oh, that's where the faces come from. But it's eyeless.
What the hell was that?
Oh my gosh, it saw you already. Are you sure it's not behind you? I hear it. Oh, no. No. Can you hide in there?
Okay.
The question is, how long will you be able
So,
to...
remember, don't look at it.
Hmm?
You're not supposed to look at it.
You're not supposed to look at it, right? I hear it.
I can't even touch it.
Why are you putting out the lantern, then?
I have an idea. It's not a good one. Can I burn it? Nope.
The thing came out of this painting. There has to be a link. Maybe if I destroy it.
You're gonna have to destroy it, but I thought you were just there.
Yeah. I'm
Did
not
you just use the
entirely
lighter
sure.
instead?
That thing came out of this painting.
Push it over
There has to
from
be
the
a
back?
Interact with it.
Maybe if I destroy it.
I have a lighter. Oh.
What's up?
Lighter was out of juice or something. I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to destroy it. Oh.
Down.
Oh.
I could try tearing the painting with this thing.
Oh.
Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
We need to find the right dagger. Does that look like it? Oh. Oh, it was right around the corner.
It was.
Still not the right
Damn
one.
it. I have to use a specific dagger.
That one's just twigs. It doesn't look like the one that you need.
I'm trying to hear for where it is.
Yep. Nah. Did you try the one that had the
one
stone
from
in
the
it?
book.
Yeah, there was one.
We tried the one with the stone.
Oh, okay.
We're looking for the one from the book. Yeah.
That
No.
looks a little bit too grotesque.
This one.
It does seem to have a lot of bone on it. Oh my gosh, it's right there, it's right there! Oh no, 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 no.
Yep. So luckily this thing can only see me if I'm looking at it. I think. I don't think it can hear me. Which is why I'm running around at a sort of dead sprint.
No, it isn't the right one. I thought it was more brown and smooth. No, that's double-bladed.
Double-bladed.
That's too plain. That's too wandish. What about the one over there? I can't even see that one.
You know, we can always check our clues.
The book?
Oh.
Ah.
It's like a helix.
It has a very S shape. But we've already tried all the ones in these. No. It's probably over on the right creature. Nope, too plain. It's just a stake.
There it is.
It was that one?
This might be able to lift the curse on the painting.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, it has the right stone in it. There you go. Whoa. Oh no! Chop
Slash
it off!
it.
Chop
Slash
it
it.
off! The painting essentially served as a portal for it. Oh no, he got poisoned.
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Ah, you can't say the painting was cursed because
Yeah,
you don't
because I'd
have
have to
enough.
have a much higher occultism
occult.
level. I should have put a bunch of points into... So when you start the game, you get some points that you can put into stats. I probably should have put points into occultism just because...
Yeah, now if you say that you're attacked by a creature, she'd be like, whoa, you're losing it. And if you just admit that you drank too much, that's screwed.
That affirms her.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no occultism, but whatever. Let's go drank too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing. I think I just drank too much.
That goes without saying. If you can't tell the difference between reality and fiction, then you're in real trouble.
Wait,
I
how
ran
can...
screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
This one?
Hmm?
This one?
Well, it's one of those things where she's suggesting that you go see Drake, and you could be like, I should go talk with him, or are you really giving this to me? I suppose that one is just a kind of...
What do you want?
Jab at, yeah, what is this?
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I've still got things to settle with Irene.
Why is she gonna look into it? Is that what she meant by canary? What was in there?
I might have been the message.
Hmm.
The Nameless Bookstore. Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, the owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Oh, that's...
The Nameless Bookstore.
Yeah. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit.
Algernon.
I've heard of the Nameless Bookstore before.
Uh-oh. Someone did break into it. The only time I've ever heard the name Algernon was Flowers for Algernon. Did you ever read that short story?
No.
Sad.
I know vaguely the plot, but sad, yes.
Where's the bookseller? Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
This practical work, written by Sigmund Freud, or did they really pronounce it that way? I've heard it Freud.
I've heard Freud generally.
Yeah. For psychologists, describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Because the nature of the dreams are so undesirable.
Want more books? I gotta level up my stats.
Darkwater History, Harry Campbell, Volume 2. A Puritan colony, led by Reverend John Wickwood, settled the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. Well, we know it's actually the blood of the Leviathan, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why it said that his blood painted the sea.
The sea is...
The color of my blood.
There are no waters deep enough or dark enough to hide my blood.
Yeah, something like that. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century.
Any more books?
Maybe check those ones.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Volume 4. The pastor declared himself to be a prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to the voice in his head because it holds the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's the blood droplets.
Some amount of blood. It looks almost like somebody bashed their hand through the window and
to grab the
broke in.
doorknob.
Yeah.
You would have thought that if they planned this entry, they would have had some kind of tool or device. Oh. What
Or
were they
a
breaking
rock?
there?
Or an elbow?
No. Let's take a look at what precisely was shattered.
Bug. And some squiggly doos.
Huh.
Airship.
Huh.
Looks like. But yeah, probably something like one of those.
Oh, I see. It's interesting just how much vapor all of the lamps in this game give off.
Yeah. Well, I think they're implying it might not be regular oil.
Oh, the oil of the creature, right?
Possibly, yeah.
Darkwater History. This is volume 4. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached the peak in the rest of the world, it at its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up until then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla, or is it Scylla, returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Yeah, because they were talking about all of the... Oh, that's interesting. That's about human development and the missing
Anatomy
links
and a bunch of other
between
stuff.
man and the distant ancestors.
Brains.
What was that one
Not
over
sure.
on the other side that was more of an anatomical study there?
This one?
Yeah.
Elvis.
I mean, maybe as to
It's
how
women.
it pertains to childbirth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, more oil.
Yeah, they give us a lot of that. Never terribly dark in here, though.
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Mm-hmm.
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
Shorter than us, though.
Yeah, what were they breaking
No sign
there?
of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then?
I like the detective mode for this. It's fun.
Yeah, the rug was disturbed. in
What
this
sort
case.
of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals?
Oh, wait. Wait, look down. It's a bunch of rats and mice, or cockroaches.
Yep.
And rats. Well, there's something oozing from behind the painting. We know that.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
The symbol. The star with the eye
What
in it.
the? Charles Hawkins?
Oh. Yeah, Hawkins.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
So was he already so far gone that she had to put this book away and use her paint to scrawl the symbol? Are the cultists incapable of looking upon that
Possibly?
Pentagram with the eye inside it?
Have another? Nope. How's my sanity doing? Dropping.
What do you think?
Oh no. I mean, it did seem like she was working against her husband to some degree. $10, that's the Necronomicon. Ooh.
If you noticed...
That's a safe bet.
If you noticed, though, he was, like, on the other side of the painting as she was placing it in the safe.
No. That was Algernon Drake.
Algernon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Algernon was helping. I see.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
Huh. A strange amulet. The pendant is in the shape of a large dog. I don't know what it represents. Might find out more by searching the bookstore. I mean, it could be some kind of, I don't know, representation of the Shambler or another creature, because the Shambler sort of resembled a winged dog, didn't it?
Kinda, yeah. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 1. The least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have a strong... you have to have a strong heart or detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. That should level up our medicine. Nope. One more book.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, a
Drake
note.
left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
See, a page seems to be hidden here. It's possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I'm in serious trouble. My last only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they may be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe. The clues to the combination are found in 3 cylinders, each hidden, where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, and disorder is the delight of imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. By chance, a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, but ask that they deliver its contents into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. Hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you, nor to suffer from your actions.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
It's because they've all been eating the Cthulhu juice. Or...
Yeah, and within range of it, too.
Mm-hmm.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch, whose purpose is to push back the forces of the Great Ones, were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention this misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins's trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows the true purpose of the artifact. Trying to find it.
Hawkins stole the amulet?
Mm-hmm. Because Hawkins was obsessed with the occult.
Yeah, he was starting to go mad, yes. So we need to find things about anthropology.
Yep.
The reason why I was saying that where life and science meets.
Yep.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Arkham Anthology, Volume 3, Things That Should Not Be, a collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends written by Albert Wilmarth, professor at Miskatonic University. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on exotericism,
Esotericism.
Yep, of the supernatural.
How many
There seems to
volumes
be a
are
number of
there in
them.
this collection?
Volume 1. Awera Linda. An ancient Frisian manuscript translated by William R. Sandbach. The text claims that, in the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of this people and, moreover, that our alphabet is derived from the Frisian language. The volume is in part the is part of the Arkham Anthology. Blah, 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 about the the supernatural. It's the same final paragraph. So, do you think these are the books?
Another
referring
volume
to?
by Arkham Editions.
Maybe.
Why don't you read this one?
Written by Hermes Trismegistus. Megistus. Translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Capellius. This collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher and includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, a popular text among 16th century alchemists.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Stop saying that! Isis Unveiled. A book of esoteric philosophy and a key text in Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement, written by Helena Petrova Blavatsky. Or Blavatsky.
Blavatsky.
There we go.
Wow, there's so
my
many.
god, there's so many.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
So many.
Azathoth and Other Horrors. This is volume 9. Collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby, also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems is sensationally received when it was first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. This volume is part of the anthology. If you
Another
notice, there are
volume by
some
Arkham
numbers
Editions.
that pop up in each of the descriptions.
Yeah, which is probably exactly what we need.
Mm-hmm.
So, Arkham Anthology, The Key of Solomon. The Book of Spells, supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse. Re-edition by Claudia D. Waits, based on L.W. De Lawrence's original. So you want to write down the numbers so when we actually run into them?
Arkham
Well,
Editions.
I know that these are the
Never heard
only
of them.
books that have popped up since.
Yeah, true. Okay. Opera in 8 acts by Benvenuto Chieti. Brodigera.
Benvenuto Chieti Rodigera.
Yeah. An infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing.
Ah! Wait, can you read the title again?
How many volumes are there in this collection?
So,
Massa de Requiem de Shigai.
where should I?
Shoggoth, probably.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
The Prophecies. Collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse. Written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Leone and Theophilus Widebridge. They dropped some names in there. I don't know enough about Eldritch lore to really, like... I know Azathoth is a big one.
Oh, what's behind that?
Cylinders that Drake tried
Cylinders.
to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Oh, because these are going to have the clues.
Hey, Human Anatomy. As precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume, this book focuses on healing surgeries specific to malformations and motor disorders. Now we have level 3 medicine. Actually, then... going up.
Now we just need to find the final cylinder.
Yeah.
Oh, it's down there.
More medicine.
Oh. Breviary of Medicine, Tome 3. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which includes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection.
I don't see any other interaction points around here.
Did you try going up the ladder? Or maybe we should go back into that other room.
Ladder. We could try that in a second. I'm gonna check this room real quick.
That's the oil.
That's the oil.
Oh, that's the gramophone.
Yeah.
There's a chalice of some sort. Watch that.
Oh.
Kind of chalice.
This goblet seems to be very ancient and made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up a specific motif?
The Holy Grail. Don't drink from it. You'll get old.
Well, that was because they chose the incorrect one, but the incorrect one was a very garish one. Noticed how it was all like silver and gold and yeah, gem encrusted ones. So when Indiana Jones and his adversary were there, they were like, "Oh, well, you know, he was the Messiah. Surely he would have had the most lavish goblet." No, Indiana Jones goes. I suppose spoilers, in a way.
For an old movie.
For a very old movie. And it's like, you know, he was a son of a carpenter. It'd probably be a wood goblet. And it was.
I would say that the Indiana Jones movies are fairly timeless. Like, there's a period, I want to say after, like, the 70s, where you started to get movies that kind of transcended.
Watch them over again. They didn't
aged
treat
a
women that well.
little bit. Oh, yeah, they definitely don't treat women that well. Freaking all movies don't. One of your favorite old movies is creepy.
Which one?
Forbidden Planet.
Yeah, there were some... It suffered from the whole, girls never met young men before. One of them tries to get her to kiss him.
She goes along with it.
Yeah. Well, it was more like she nearly goes
Maybe
along
the
with
other
it,
one's
and then
already
the
here.
captain... Wait, the chessboard.
Oh.
Things are not looking good.
Oh, someone was about to be checkmated?
Yeah, where's the...
Where's the other king?
Well...
I only see the queen, the rook, and 2 knights for white.
Yeah, things definitely aren't looking good. White already lost.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's already in. Yep.
It is?
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, okay. They are...
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number
that's the
dwindling,
chessboard.
and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay, so count the chess pieces. Here, let's write that down real quick. The answer is... It's either 3 or 4. Because protect the queen. I'm assuming it's 3. But it might be 4.
Yeah, those are the only ones that are left. Protect the queen.
Yeah.
Which is weird because in chess you lose if the king perishes.
Yeah.
But...
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold.
So those
to
are
be the
chalice?
guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its
Okay,
attractions.
so rubies.
And I do...
The chalice of knowledge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
Confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So that was definitely Let's go look at the Azathoth one again, volume 9.
So these are the volumes that Drake was... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his... What did Drake say about this collection?
Was it the one at the very bottom?
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Yeah,
so
it's the one at
these
the
are the
bottom.
volumes that Drake
Nope.
was talking... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular...
Dang it, where is it?
Which one is it?
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about
There
a
it is.
particular volume.
18.
He published it at 18 years old.
Yep.
So technically it would go 5, 3, 18. Because the rubies were number 1.
But these cap out at... Maybe it's 9?
Yeah, because you add 18, 1 and
Yeah.
8 together.
Or is it just volume 9?
Or volume 9. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, this is going to make your sanity meter go down by a substantial amount. Potentially. Triforce.